This is me again, Gabriel. And last time, if you're watching this in order, we discussed the dashboard. So when you land on Moti after logging in, you see the results of your team on the dashboard. And as you saw last time, the dashboard allows you to navigate between different dimensions, look at the scores and compare the polygons, and it allows you also to look at the distribution of answers. Now we're going to see another way of visualizing the results, and this is by using the automated team reports. So here we designed this team report to give you a possibility of seeing the results in following a narrative, some logical order. So rather than navigating from one thing to the next and getting overwhelmed with all the data, here you have a story. And the story starts with, well, first of all, the team, the number of people who answered, and actually last time I had put the filter on. So let me put the males back into the story. And yes. So why is this taking so long? Here we go. So now we have 64 respondents in this big VLP survey. And the results are presented in some kind of a linear order. We start with the motivational outcomes. So what is our current state of mind? And like in any conversation, we start by how we feel. How are we? How are you? And so you guessed it, this is the kind of report that you would use in a team meeting when you get together to discuss what the survey results actually mean and what you can do with the issues that might have emerged from the results. So we start with well-being. Well-being, how do we really feel? In this team, we have a 3.8 out of a maximum of 5, so it's not that great, but it's not a catastrophe either. Here we have the 3 questions that are used to measure well-being in the team. And here you have the distribution of answers. So this is like the bar chart that we saw in the dashboard, but they're histograms. And the shade here is actually everyone. Now, who's everyone? Everyone is at least 90% volunteers from the Red Cross, Red Crescent movement. It is, we have respondents, volunteers from Kyrgyzstan, Mexico, Switzerland, Austria, Mongolia, Brazil, Lebanon, Portugal. So it's a big mix. But what's interesting to note is that volunteers usually have higher levels of motivation than staff for a number of reasons. First of all, if they're unhappy, they leave or they don't answer the survey. So already there you have a kind of selection effect. But more importantly, the staff, they really do this often for a living. And so they don't want to lose their job. They don't want to resign if they're miserable. And so you usually have a higher level of discontent and emotional distress among staff than among volunteers. So it's always good to compare yourself to somebody who is more likely to be motivated, and these are this population of volunteers here. But even then, even among volunteers, you will see that it's not all. I mean, not everybody is maxing out on well-being. So, for example, here in the staff, you have some people who very often feel emotionally drained. Well, that's also true for volunteers. So, nothing's perfect in the world of volunteering, but things tend to be better for volunteers than for Red Cross, Red Crescent staff. So, the benchmark for the report is everybody who's answered the survey. Now, you also notice that I can download the full report. So I will be downloading all this. So we have the graphs for all the survey questions. But I can also just download a section. So I can download the section on well-being. So I'll be downloading what you see here. or I can download engagement. So I click here and I will be downloading these 5 slides, or I can download a specific slide. So this is very convenient if I want to do a PowerPoint presentation or stick a few slides that I sort of select because they're the most meaningful for me. I will just download them individually. So these are image files, so they can be pasted pretty much anywhere. Okay, so well-being, how are we really feeling now? And then what is our level of engagement, and why? What would explain our level of engagement? So these are all the other questions that we find in the motivation outcome profile on the dashboard. Then, why do we feel this way? Well, since we're following self-determination theory, we will look at how we feel about our level of autonomy, how we feel about our level of belonging to the team, how do we feel about our competence or our confidence. So here what we have are the the proximate determinants or the causes for motivational outcome. If my autonomy is high, so if I'm around here, if the tasks I must do are in line with what I really want to do, if I'm free to express my ideas, so all these are indicators of autonomy, then I'm more likely to be motivated. In the same way, if I feel strongly that I feel part of a group, and that I can talk to people in my team about what really matters to me, and if I am confident that I will succeed in my volunteer activity, and I feel competent, well, if all these things are satisfied, if these 3 needs are satisfied, I will be more likely to score high in well-being and in engagement. So that's self-determination theory. We built Moti around self-determination theory, and it works. Now, who is likely to feel autonomous, to feel belonging, and to feel competent? Well, people who have leaders or a supervisor with good leadership skills. And there are actually 3 important skills that good leaders have. And that's their capacity to listen and to show that they've listened and understood by acting on the feedback that they're getting. They demonstrate empathy, so we call that understanding, and they create an open, inclusive, and safe space where people, can share their ideas, but also where, people get, constructive feedback on their performance. So they're encouraged in a very tailored way, a very personal way. Now, our motivation is also affected by management, what we call management. It's the external motivational factors. And that could be, the benefits I get from my job or my volunteering activity, like the opportunity to develop my social network or to learn new skills. Also rewards is, I'm actually rewarded by the organization when I work well or for the responsibilities I have, and by the feeling that I'm recognized because I have positive impact on people. So these are more extrinsic motivators, but still, and ideally we would have a great supervisor that really masters all these skills, and we would be well paid, and we'd be recognized for our work and fairly rewarded. And if all that is actually happening to you, then you're a lucky volunteer or a very lucky employee. So here we go. That is the automated Moti report. It's downloadable, and you can use the filters. So I can, select an age group. There you go. So in this age group, I have 39 people. This is the 30 to 59 year age group. And then I can also select a gender. That's all for now. Bye-bye.